A Grizzly moving near its top speed can cover 50 yards in roughly 3 seconds. That leaves almost no room for complicated controls, painful recoil, unsuitable ammunition, or a firearm you cannot reach. The real decision is not simply how powerful a gun looks. It is whether you can carry it consistently, operate it immediately, and place accurate shots with the ammunition inside it. By the end, you will know which equipment choices create the worst trade-offs and why the most important mistake is not a caliber at all. If you value practical firearm analysis, like the video, subscribe, and tell me what you carry in bear country. This is not another ranking of the best bear guns. It is a breakdown of 10 choices that can leave an outdoorsman poorly prepared during a close encounter. The list begins with equipment that is fundamentally unsuited to the role. It ends with mistakes involving access, ammunition, and practice, because those can compromise an otherwise capable firearm. Number 10. 12-gauge birdshot. A 12-gauge shotgun can be a serious tool in bear country. Birdshot is what changes that tool into the wrong answer for the job. The mistaken logic sounds simple. A 12-gauge is powerful. A bear is large. At close range, a cloud of pellets should be enough. The problem is penetration. Birdshot is made from many small pellets intended for birds, small game, or clay targets. Those pellets are not designed to provide the deep, straight penetration expected from ammunition selected for a large animal with heavy muscle and bone. At extremely close distance, the shot column may still be tightly concentrated. That does not make birdshot a responsible general-purpose bear load. Nobody can plan around contact distance or assume the animal will present an ideal angle. The platform may be capable. The load is not matched to the role. For the person choosing a shotgun for bear country, the important question is not whether the barrel says 12 gauge. It is whether the specific ammunition is appropriate for the intended environment and reliable in that firearm. A capable shotgun loaded for an entirely different purpose can create confidence without solving the actual problem. Number 9. 380 AC and 22 long rifle pocket pistols. A pocket pistol solves one real ownership problem. It is easy to keep with you. That convenience explains why people carry small firearms into places where a larger option feels heavy or awkward. The gun already fits the pocket, the owner already knows it, and something seems better than nothing. The trade-off is that 22 long rifle and 380 ACP pocket pistols were not designed around the penetration demands associated with a large, heavily built animal. Relying on either as a primary Grizzly defense option leaves very little performance margin compared with purpose-selected alternatives. This does not mean a small firearm has no value in every wildlife encounter. It means the role matters. A pistol chosen for minimum weight and minimum dimensions is being asked to solve a problem far outside the reason most people bought it. The buyer gains convenience. The buyer accepts limited power, limited penetration potential, and a small platform that may be difficult to shoot quickly under pressure. In Grizzly country, that trade-off deserves more thought than the comfort of dropping a familiar pistol into a pocket. Number 8. The firearm that takes too long to operate. A close encounter does not reward unnecessary steps. A manually operated rifle may offer substantial power. A single-action revolver may be familiar and mechanically straightforward. A firearm with a manual safety may be perfectly appropriate when the user has trained until operating it is automatic. The mistake is carrying any system you cannot bring into action immediately and safely. A manual safety is not automatically slow. A bolt action is not automatically useless. The question is whether the firearm's condition, carry method, controls, and required movements match the time available and the user's actual skill. A powerful rifle slung behind the shoulder may be difficult to access while fishing, hauling equipment, or moving through heavy brush. A single-action handgun requires the shooter to cock the hammer for each shot. A bolt-action rifle requires deliberate cycling before another round can be fired. Those steps may feel easy during normal practice. They become more demanding when the shooter is surprised, moving, wearing gloves, or trying to respond from an awkward position. The correct platform is not simply the one with the highest energy figure. It is the one the owner can carry safely, access promptly, and operate without searching for a control or remembering an unfamiliar sequence. Number 7. The magnum you cannot control. More power can provide more capability. It can also create more recoil, slower recovery, and less willingness to practice. That is where the large Magnum decision becomes personal. A lightweight .44 Magnum or a .500 Smith & Wesson Magnum may offer impressive cartridge performance. The same combination can produce a shooting experience that some owners find difficult to control, especially with heavy loads in a light firearm. That is not an argument against powerful revolvers. It is an argument against choosing recoil from a specification chart while ignoring what the shooter can actually manage. The first shot matters. So does the ability to recover the sights, maintain the grip, and fire again accurately when necessary. A shooter who anticipates recoil may tighten the hands inconsistently, push the muzzle, close the eyes, or delay the shot. A revolver that rarely leaves the safe because practice is unpleasant does not become more useful because its cartridge is powerful. The shooter who controls a heavy Magnum and practices with it may accept the recoil in exchange for performance. The shooter who dreads every cylinder should compare that option with a firearm that supports more consistent training and faster, more accurate follow-up shots. Power that reduces practical hit probability is not a free advantage. Number 6. The large revolver with a thin capacity margin. The .44 Magnum and .454 Castle have long-standing reputations as backcountry revolver cartridges. Their strength is substantial performance in a portable firearm. Their limitation is capacity. Many large-bore revolvers hold 5 or 6 rounds. That may sound adequate when each cartridge appears powerful on paper. Under stress, however, the owner cannot assume every shot will connect, reach the intended depth, or immediately change the animal's movement. A revolver also does not offer a fast, simple reload for most users during a sudden close encounter. That does not make the revolver a bad choice. It defines the responsibility that comes with choosing one. The appeal is straightforward. Strong cartridge options in a platform portable enough for chest or belt carry. The cost is heavier recoil, lower capacity, and fewer opportunities to correct a poor first shot. 5 or 6 rounds may be enough. They should not be treated as an unlimited margin. The revolver fits the shooter who can control it, carry it consistently, and place accurate shots without depending on raw cartridge power to compensate for limited practice. Number 5. The pump shotgun you assume will operate itself. A pump shotgun loaded with suitable slugs can offer substantial capability. The firearm still depends on the user completing every cycle. Under normal range conditions, pumping the action may feel simple. Under stress, a shooter can fail to move the forend fully to the rear, fail to drive it completely forward, or interrupt the sequence while changing position. That is commonly called short-stroking the action. The result can be an empty chamber when the shooter expects the next round to be ready. This is not a mechanical indictment of pump shotguns. A practiced user can operate one quickly and decisively. The action also gives direct mechanical control over loading and extraction. The trade-off is that every follow-up shot requires a complete manual movement. Buying the shotgun, loading it, and leaving it in a corner does not build that movement into the owner's hands. Familiarity requires safe, lawful practice in an appropriate environment. The shooter who trains regularly may value the pump gun's power, familiarity, and straightforward design. The shooter who rarely cycles the action should not assume that ownership alone creates proficiency. The shotgun can be right. The untested skill assumption is the mistake. Number 4. 10mm auto with unsuitable ammunition. 10mm auto has become a common semi-automatic choice for people who want greater capacity and faster follow-up shots than a large revolver typically provides. A Glock 20, for example, gives the owner a familiar semi-automatic operating system and more capacity than the 5 or 6 rounds common in large-bore revolvers. The cartridge name does not tell the whole story. 10mm ammunition is offered in a wide range of bullet weights, velocities, and bullet constructions. Some loads are intended for practice or conventional personal defense. Others are built around deeper penetration for outdoor use. The caliber marking alone does not establish the performance of the ammunition inside the magazine. That is the trap. A person can buy a 10mm specifically for bear country, grab the first available box, and assume every load provides the same capability. It does not. Purpose-built non-expanding loads are often selected when deep penetration is the priority, but the exact ammunition still has to be safe and reliable in the specific firearm. The owner also needs to confirm point of impact, recoil, and reliable feeding through responsible practice. The larger point is not that 10mm auto fails. It is that ammunition construction and published load data matter as much as the caliber marking. A buyer may choose 10mm for capacity, controllability, and portability. Those advantages only support the intended role when the firearm functions reliably with the selected load and the shooter can place accurate follow-up shots. Buying the first box on the shelf and assuming it matches the role is the mistake. Number 3. The handgun chosen when a long gun was practical. A handgun is easier to keep on the body. A long gun generally offers more ballistic capability and is usually easier to shoot accurately because it provides more contact points and a longer sighting system. That is the central backcountry trade-off. A 12-gauge shotgun with suitable slugs or a 45-70 government lever-action rifle occupies a different performance category from a belt or chest-carried handgun. The long gun also creates an access problem. A rifle slung across the back may be awkward while fishing. A shotgun may be placed against a tree while camp work is being done. A long gun carried in the hands limits what else the user can carry. The handgun remains attached to the person. That is why chest-carried revolvers and 10mm semi-automatics make practical sense for many outdoorsmen. They are not chosen because a handgun automatically outperforms a rifle or shotgun. They are chosen because the owner is more likely to keep them accessible. The mistake is denying the compromise. When a suitable long gun can be carried safely and kept immediately available, it offers advantages that a handgun cannot fully replace. When the long gun is likely to be set down, packed away, or left behind, a capable handgun on the body may offer greater practical availability. The best equipment on paper is not always the equipment present when needed. Number 2. The firearm left in the truck. This mistake defeats every caliber, platform, and ammunition advantage before the encounter begins. A heavy revolver may stay behind because it is uncomfortable. A long gun may remain at camp because it interferes with other work. A chest rig may be removed beside the stream. A firearm inside a vehicle cannot help the person who is 100 yards away. That is the strongest argument for choosing equipment you can realistically carry for the full day. Weight, grip shape, holster design, recoil, and overall size do not matter only at the range. They determine whether the gun remains attached to the owner after several hours of walking, fishing, working, or carrying other gear. The biggest firearm is not automatically the most practical. The smallest firearm is not automatically sufficient. The owner needs a setup that balances capability with actual carry behavior. A moderate option on the body provides more practical value than an idealized option stored somewhere else. The gun you own and the gun you consistently carry may be two different things. Only one of them is available. Number 1. The firearm you do not practice with, loaded with the wrong bullet. Caliber arguments usually concentrate on the number printed on the barrel. The more important variables are whether the gun is present, whether the shooter can operate it, whether the shots connect, and whether the selected bullet provides the performance required for the role. In one study of firearm use during bear encounters in Alaska, handguns stopped aggressive bear behavior in 84% of the recorded cases. The authors cautioned against treating that figure as a universal success rate, and the study did not prove that every caliber performs the same. What it did show was that firearm class alone did not determine every outcome. Human performance mattered. Ammunition selection mattered. A purpose-built non-expanding bullet may be chosen when deep straight penetration is the priority. A conventional expanding hollow point is designed to open under specific conditions and may not provide the same penetration in every application. That does not mean every hard-cast load is correct for every firearm. The owner must confirm that the ammunition is safe for the specific platform, functions reliably, shoots to an acceptable point of impact, and follows the firearm and ammunition manufacturer's guidance. A powerful firearm does not compensate for ammunition selected for a different job. It also does not compensate for a shooter who avoids practice because the gun is too painful, too expensive, or too difficult to operate confidently. A controllable firearm with suitable ammunition and a practiced shooter may offer a better practical outcome than a larger firearm that produces flinching, slow recovery, and poor accuracy. That is not an argument for choosing the smallest caliber available. It is an argument for treating the firearm, ammunition, carry system, and shooter as one complete package. The caliber matters, but the bullet, the hits, and the practice that makes those hits possible matter too. The non-firearm option. Bear spray. Any responsible discussion of bear country protection should include avoidance and bear spray. In an Alaska study, bear spray stopped undesirable brown bear behavior in 92% of the recorded uses. That does not guarantee an outcome, but it helps explain why wildlife agencies commonly recommend spray as a primary deterrent. Bear spray does not depend on precise bullet placement, and it may end an encounter without killing the animal. It is also lighter than most firearms and can be carried where legally permitted. Bear spray still requires preparation. It must be accessible rather than buried in a pack. The user needs to understand the product instructions, expiration date, carrying method, and limitations. Wind, distance, and deployment conditions can affect its use. Carrying spray does not justify leaving other chosen emergency equipment inaccessible. Carrying a firearm does not justify ignoring spray, avoidance practices, food management, local guidance, or wildlife regulations. Spray and a firearm do not have to be treated as mutually exclusive tools. The more useful question is whether each one is accessible and whether the person carrying it understands its role. The real bear country equation. Every firearm on this list involves a trade-off. The shotgun offers major capability, but the ammunition must match the role and a pump action must be cycled correctly. The long gun provides advantages in power and shootability, but only when it remains accessible. The large revolver offers portability and strong cartridge options, but capacity and recoil create demands of their own. The 10mm semi-automatic offers capacity and faster follow-up shots, but the exact load cannot be treated as an afterthought. The pocket pistol is easy to carry, but convenience does not erase its limited margin for this job. No firearm guarantees an outcome against a large animal. Avoidance remains the first priority. Follow local wildlife guidance. Control food and attractants. Stay alert in limited visibility. Carry deterrent equipment where it can be reached. Understand the laws and regulations that apply to the land you are entering. Then evaluate the firearm honestly. Can you wear it for the entire day? Can you access it safely without searching through a pack? Can you control the recoil? Can you operate every control without hesitation? Does the selected ammunition function reliably and match the intended role? Those questions matter more than the largest number printed on an ammunition box. The right setup is the complete system that remains available, controllable, and familiar when the environment gives you no time to solve those problems for the first time.